I'm Electric.
Oh shit! BritSmash!
And welcome.
Back to... I'm wearing a Supergirl cape. I was about to say Supergirl. But we are welcoming you to something new.
So today we're going to be reviewing Justice League.
For this review, Alex is going to be taking the reins on this. I get nervous about reviews because I like to flip-flap. But to be consistent and to be concise, that's the same thing. Alex is going to be taking the lead on it, and I will just follow suit and just be my goofy goober self.
What she means by lead, more so hosting. So I can kind of direct kind of questions.
Because let's be honest, my mind goes everywhere.
Let's get started. So we'll start at the beginning, and then we'll make our way through. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we liked, to go through the movie, talk about what we didn't like, certain aspects, and there's not going to be too much, but still. Then we're going to kind of give our general summary of what we expect from this movie, what we want to see moving forward, and yeah, just our general thoughts. And then at the end, we will do our score out of 10, let you know exactly what we thought about the movie.
So here is our review.
All right. So first of all, let's start with the beginning scene. We'll just talk about Batman. So that was a pretty cool intro sequence, very akin to
the comics, exactly.
The comics as well as the animated series. So what did you think about the action?
I think it was very solid, the angles for him. It was smooth, I think. I think Ben Affleck did a lot of training, more so, and maybe in the new direction when they swapped directors. I don't know exactly what scenes had to get reshot or what got fixed or anything like that.
So for those, really quick, I think that there's a couple things that mark the reshoots, but they are very minute and you have to look for them.
Really?
But yeah, I still understand what you're talking about. Like, where did they stop and or is it just a regular scene that was shot at the very beginning of the film?
Yeah. Regardless, I thought the fight scene for Batman was very smooth, and it definitely set the tone, and it was fast-paced, you're on your toes, and all of a sudden there's a fucking alien there, and you're like, alright, cool, this is what we're dealing with, this is normal.
So, I think what was cool about that is that Batman is, of course, known to hang people off. Like, just tell me what you know.
Where are the other drugs going?
Yeah. So for that scene, it was pretty cool that there was actually an ulterior motive for him actually doing that. That was to generate fear, because that, as we see, is a nice setup for introducing that the parademons are attracted to fear. I did like that. It was a nice callback. He did some cool flips. And you kind of get a sense of what this movie's going to be going for when he's gone. It's because he's gone, right? Kind of get the idea of that world's kind of going to shit, that Superman's gone. So after that, we kind of get a flip-flop because we get Wonder Woman and her kind of intro sequence, which is... It's literally night and day. But yeah, what did you think about that one?
I think it was very nostalgic for her, and it showed what growth that she has gone through from the movie Wonder Woman, when you got to know her side, why she didn't become a hero all these time, why she was in hiding, and at the end of Wonder Woman she finds her resolve and is like, you know what, I'm going to be a hero, and it's not about, the quote is, it's not about who you are, it's about what you believe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Something of like the ending line, it's about what you believe, and I believe in love, and she believes in good and believes in helping people. And so just seeing her on top of the statue, she's like, this is me now, I found my resolve, and I'm going to go in there and save those people because it's the right thing to do, and she does, and she kicks ass as she does it, as per usual.
Just amazing sequence because we get a little shot of her, you know, obviously the Flash is the fastest thing alive, but she gets pretty damn fast. The way that she's able to get that timer was pretty cool. 20 seconds left. When the bullet whizzes past her face was a nice kind of little callback to Wonder Woman when the bullet goes past her face when the Nazis are there.
Yeah.
That's World War I. Sorry, not Nazis. Germany. Sorry. But that was kind of cool, and then when she goes when the guy's shooting the machine gun and she's just blocking all of them, awesome sequence. But she felt like exactly Wonder Woman, which we love, so it was nice to see just more of that, which is
exactly
what we want. So then we're going to go on to Resident of Gotham. We're going to go to Cyborg and his sort of intro. We didn't get to
Yeah.
see any of him. He's probably the person we know least about. So what do you think about Cyborg?
Cyborg, it was a different rendition from what I know of him from Teen Titans, where he's very energetic and very like, booyah! And so, for seeing him in this scene when he was first created, like he's dealing with the fact that his dad brought him back, we don't know if that's what he wanted or not, and he's definitely more machine than human at this point, so it was interesting to see him just very somber and just very
subdued. So, exactly, that's a good point, because one of the best things that this movie does is that it doesn't just give us the Cyborg that we know, it gives us time to grow and also try to understand how he can accept himself as this combination of beings. So that was really cool. Obviously, we wanted more. A lot of his origin, it seems, not a lot, but a good amount of his origin was cut, so we weren't able to see that, but that's okay. But still,
hopefully we'll get more soon, but that was a solid start for him, just where he was.
Exactly. Him, like, especially I love it when he's like, he flies a little bit, couldn't do that yesterday. It's like, wow. So it's that new to where he's learning things he can even do, which was, that was pretty awesome. Alright, so after Cyborg we can probably go to Aquaman, and this is the point where Bruce and Diana have decided to go out and try and gather a team. So Bruce goes after Aquaman. What do you think about that?
I thought that was a nice intro, because like they try to throw, because like for Bruce, he doesn't know who the Aquaman is, or maybe he oh wait, no, he does, he watches File, obviously he knows who it is, but it was just very humorous to see him like, oh, there's a guy who's like, where's Atlantis, and as soon as he said that name, Jason Momoa was just like, oh hey, fuck you, what the hell, and just shows he's not a force to be reckoned with, but he's still doing good, because yeah, he's just on that harbor.
Or he is a force to be reckoned with.
He is a force. Okay. What did I say?
He isn't a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, he's not a force you want to fuck with.
Okay, got it.
But it was just very awesome, because you right off the bat you get the sense of he ain't gonna take no shit, but still he's a hard ass. He's drinking beer, getting drunk, carefree, but also he cares about people.
Good one. Yeah, seriously, that intro sequence, especially when he gets into the water, and he just, like, when you see the little ripples, you just see him take off. That was awesome. And then, obviously, giving Bruce Wayne some shit. So that's one of the sequences, going back in the reshoots, that was sort of noticeable for some people, is that Ben Affleck's beard and hair are significantly different on that.
Really?
You know, it's not significant, so noticeably different. That's what it is.
Okay.
Noticeably different from what we saw in previous trailers. But yeah, definitely a great intro to Aquaman. Just seeing his power, his strength, his devil may care attitude. So then, following Aquaman, we can probably go into the Flash.
Yes.
So we get a little intro to Flash, and it's interesting because obviously we already have the Flash that we like to watch. We love the Flash.
Grant Gustin does a great job with the Flash.
Grant Gustin. So it was interesting to see what Ezra Miller could bring to the table. What did you think about that?
I thought, because I was a little skeptical about Ezra Miller at first, only because I didn't get a lot from what we've been shown in Batman vs. Superman. You just saw that, Bruce! Rotten tomatoes!
Right.
Rotten tomatoes everywhere!
Right.
And then you just got a little tidbit of him in Suicide Squad, but that's just him being the Flash.
Yes.
And you're not really sure, that wasn't enough for me to get a good consensus, like, is he gonna be good? And I was pleasantly surprised. He brought a good amount of humor to him, but he's still going through some shit. Because before you meet up with Batman, and Batman confronts him, he was at the prison, talking to his dad.
Very akin to season 1 of Flash, but different, which was very nice.
Yeah, because his dad, in this version, because with the Flash, I understand they had to be very careful with this character and what kind of representation or version of the Flash they wanted to show. They wanted to still stay true to the comics, but also not just give us what we're already seeing on the CW. You know?
Which was a big shoe. Those were different shoes for Ezra Miller to fill. He had to be his own kind of Barry Allen, which I can only imagine. Similar to, it just leads a little bit into talking about Jared Leto as a Joker. Yeah, he's not our favorite, but you know, how can you imagine having to go in and fill Heath Ledger's shoes? That's important. So seeing Ezra Miller come in, given a different interpretation, but still nail it out of the park, was really awesome to see.
Yeah, just his intro, like you got to know him and the dynamic with his dad, how he's trying to pick himself up. He isn't the CSI that we know and love. He's building up to it.
Exactly.
And he's trying to figure everything out and still do right and save people, but he's still new to this and he's trying to figure it out. So when Batman comes and he's like, I want to, basically, it's like, I want you to help us. Barry obviously is like, well, the funny part is like, one, I need friends, and two, it was a good learning opportunity for him to grow. And I thought it was awesome. Just he's so hilarious, and he's just like, I have to eat a lot of food.
Oh, he's just eating pizza. Yeah.
He just brings the pizza, and it's just like, I love you.
What I think is funny is like, okay, let's say Batman is wrong, really quick, which is basically never. But what if he just like, the Flash isn't like, okay, when you throw your batarang at somebody and maybe their power, like you don't know what their power is. He doesn't know what this power is. He said, "Oh, you're fast," you know, and he just that's real like no solution. What if he wasn't fast? It's just like, oh God, what? It turns into that, but still a very cool scene. Nice.
It was good, and then Barry's realization that he's the Batman. He was just like looking at the batarang. He's just like,
yeah.
He has a lot of good, what I love, because, like, in that first scene, you see one of his good fucking looks when he's running fast, like, when everything's slow motion to everyone else in time, and you just see his looks. We'll talk about it more later.
We'll talk about a certain scene that that we personally obviously loved with Superseed, but we'll get to that.
But just his beginning intro, you get a good feel. It was well done you got a feel for his character, where he's at standing-wise, and again, just similarly to both Aquaman and to, Cyborg, you get enough of their character to know where they're at and still pay tribute to their comic book characters, but it's not where they're at in the end, so it shows us what they are going to aspire to grow to, what their own version of that will be.
Okay, so I think we've about covered everybody's intro, so I think we should get to Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf.
So, things that we liked about Steppenwolf. I really enjoyed... Obviously, again, our love for Wonder Woman knows no bounds. We got to go back to Themyscira for a little bit. We got to see him battling Amazons. What do you think about that?
I thought that was intense because the way the movie was structured, you're just like, oh, there's an alien that Batman's spotting on the roof. And then it's just like, oh, we're back in Themyscira. It felt more like when you read a comic book, you turn the pages like, wait, wasn't I just in...
Themyscira.
Yeah, it's like, wasn't I just in Gotham City?
Right.
It felt like those kinds of transitions, that was more natural than what was before in Batman vs. Superman. And so going to the Themyscira, and you see them like, oh shit, it's the Mother Cube. It's like, what the fuck? And you're just like, okay, this is a thing now that we're doing. Alright, this is cool. But it wasn't like awkward. It was more like, holy shit, what's going on now? And just Steppenwolf's introduction, he was intimidating enough to be able to successfully take the Mother Cube, and it's like, oh shit, this guy ain't fucking around. He's not gonna toy with them and be like, I wonder what my master plot is. He's just like, nah, bitch, come here.
Yeah, that's the thing. So for Steppenwolf, so the things that we liked is, we'll go into dislikes and some people's view upon him in a little bit. But first we're going to talk about probably his brutality.
Yeah.
And he's just set on his mission. I think just how brutal he was really set the tone, especially in that intro sequence for him, really set the tone for what kind of villain he's going to be. Like that, oh, go my minions, oh, I'm going to kill you now, okay, alright, thank you.
It's refreshing, I think, in that sense.
It was a cool scene when they're on the horse and they're doing all that fucking shit with the, attaching it to that, and then we're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, that was cool. It was really cool.
And then they're like, we have to get this message out to Diana, we need to let her know what the threat is, and she got the message. She got the message.
That was a really cool tidbit, is that, like, the men of today won't know. She'll know. Like, it makes sense. Nobody's like, why is there fire? Why is there fire here? What happened? And then Wonder Woman's like, oh shit. So, talking about awesome action sequences, we can go to his next action sequence with Steppenwolf in
Atlantis. Our first debut of Atlantis, officially. We didn't see it in Batman vs. Superman. It was just him buying shit. He's just like, what's up?
He's not in Atlantis, yeah, exactly.
No, so this one was very refreshing because it was like back to back, right? We saw the Mascara, and then we went to Atlantis, and like people were in danger, and you met Mara, and she was beautiful, by the way.
Her power, my gosh, she's just like yeah.
It was so badass, but then still the fact that Steppenwolf was like, I just took the cube from the Amazonians. Okay, let's go underwater now. I can do this shit.
Yeah,
and then like he just goes in, he's fighting them, and just Mara put up a good fight. So what I liked and respect is that they didn't put her as like, oh, I'm just Aquaman's servant.
Aquaman, oh, thank goodness he's coming to save us. No, she's just like, fuck you.
Fuck you, bitch. I'm giving you all you got. What the fuck, motherfucker? And then like also obviously Aquaman still showed up, and they weren't able to stop him.
Yeah, exactly.
Which shows, yeah, Aquaman is powerful, Mara is powerful, but you needed more to stop Steppenwolf, which attributed to his power of just how strong he is and what kind of a force he is and a threat, since he, at that point, already had 2 of the cubes.
Exactly. And then I really was wondering what they were going to do with the talking part when they're down in Atlantis.
Yeah.
And they covered it very well. Because I was thinking it was a little murky, it was a little like, eh. And then when she forms the thing and they start talking, like, that's a perfect way to do it. It shines light upon them. We get to hear them clearly. No, blah, 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 blah. So we don't get into that.
Or no weird like telekinesis, conversation.
Exactly. So well done with that.
It
was a good piece. Oh, and then we can talk about Steppenwolf just rocking and rolling on Earth 1,000 years ago.
Oh my
God.
god.
Got to see.
Just when you realize, because it was Diana after that scene, they realized how great the situation is. Like, well, where's the box of man? It's like, well, what is the mother boxes and stuff? Bruce wanted to know. And just the beautiful flashback of the old mother boxes, which I thought was great, because then it's like, nah, we faced this threat before, and he's so powerful, you can't actually defeat him. You can only suppress him and cage him. And then we got a fucking... You see the story of how the Atlanteans, the Amazonians, and man were trying to protect the mother boxes from Steppenwolf, and guess who else came to fight?
Green Lantern!
Oh my god.
Get that ring. Oh yeah.
Can we just... I just need to say, we were in the movie theater, and this has nothing to do with the movie. Fucking Alex, when all of a sudden you see the green fucking I'm wearing a blue lantern, but when you saw the green fucking lantern show up, he shot out of his chair and he goes, Green Lantern,
yeah.
He took everyone with silence because we all dressed up as our characters, and he was Hal Jordan. So, sorry, that was funny. It was just...
Apparently, because I was sitting with Joey from Geek House, and Brittany was on the other side with Brianna from FandomReactions. And apparently someone in front of her was like, oh, we used the lantern ring, so it's fine.
No, like, someone looked back at him, he was just like, what are you... Oh, he has the ring. It's fine. He's a nerd. It's fine.
Lantern.
We were the loudest people in that theater.
Oh, yeah.
We were geeking out with Geek House. Anyways, just...
getting back to that sequence.
It was so badass.
We got to see a little bit of Zeus. I think Ares was there.
Maybe he might have been there.
I think he was he was credited. As in the
battle.
Credits. There's just a lot going on, especially when we're like Green Lantern, Zeus, all the people fighting together. Yeah.
And it felt so good too, because that scene showed like they are really they took it a step further on what Suicide Squad tried to do on making the universe feel more like a universe, whereas in that scene, it's like, oh, by the way, the Green Lanterns were here, now they're mysteriously gone. It's like, where the fuck are they? And it's just very... ties the universe together. The fight sequences were awesome, but it also credits to Steppenwolf, showing him, like, it took...
Killing a Green Lantern?
4 fucking armies.
Yeah.
4 different groups of people. Just to suppress him.
And then even then, he didn't want to stop. He wanted to keep fighting.
Exactly.
I did love how the ring just goes. Once its user is killed, it's like it like fucking jaunts around. Like who is worthy of it? No one. So that was that's such a beautiful detail.
Well done.
Okay, so now that we've kind of got Steppenwolf, we'll get to certain things about him and what we didn't like. But so we can kind of segue that to the 6th member of the League.
Superman.
When all the League is together, we get a sequence of them trying to bring Superman back to life. And that's not what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I thought, because with the end of Batman vs. Superman, and I don't know if this had anything to do with the reshoot, but we talked about it, and it's like, we thought Superman was just hiding out somewhere. It's like, oh, I'm not dead, I had to just go figure myself out while you guys do your thing. Like, I can't be a hero
that was
now.
The classic
I failed
thing.
everyone. That was a classic. So
people were people were saying like, oh, he's gonna be in the black suit. He's gonna have a beard. He's gonna be like, I've come now. But but that's not what happened. But go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay, hon. What I liked was you actually literally had to bring him back.
He's dead. Yeah.
Yep, he was dead, and it kind of made the scene in Batman vs. Superman when like the rocks like started rumbling, rising up, pointless.
Exactly.
But I think that had something to do with the reshoot and the rewriting of how they were going to bring Superman back, because we all knew that was going to happen.
Right. So
it felt more raw.
Yeah.
The way that they brought him back. It's like, literally can't do this without him. Let's figure out a way to do it. Okay,
right.
We figured out a way? Okay, because they took the mother box, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they took the mother box, which was also used to power up Cyborg with his powers, and since it made sense, because Cyborg's like, well, it was made to brought me back to life. Yeah, it made me enhanced, but I don't think that was just my father's doing. Let's see if this will help Superman. We'll help bring him back. What's up?
Okay.
And then...
So, if we want to jump to this. Okay, Superman doesn't know what's going on.
Yep.
He wakes up alive, doesn't know what's going on. Okay, like, alright, so Superman's fighting all the guys. He's fighting. They're all standing there like, hey, Superman. He's just like...
staring at them. We're like, oh, shit.
And so, and then Cyborg's suit fucks up and tries to attack him. He's like, oh no, you're done. And they're just all fighting him. Please, take the scene.
My love of the Flash was reawakened again, because everyone who knows me knows he's one of my favorite DC heroes, and so that scene when he has Wonder Woman by the throat, Aquaman tries to step in, and Cyborg, they're all on him, and then Barry's trying to run fast enough to get it, then all of a sudden, like, you just see him just, like notice him, and it's just like, oh, he sees him. He's just turning of the head, following him, and just Barry, like, oh, shit, holy fuck. Oh my god.
And then it just...
I got chills.
And they're just fighting in super speed. It looks... Ugh. And it looks like slow motion to them, of course, but they're fighting in super speed, and it's like, oh my god. But just... if...
attributed to the strength of Superman, because they talked about it before, all of them, like, we need Superman. He's literally the only guy who would be able to help us, so he'd be strong enough to help us stop this threat. But then just seeing, I don't know what it was, but that scene cemented the fact of, like, dude, Superman really is top dog.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't underestimate him. Maybe the movies just reflected it poorly, that people thought, like, oh, he's not all that. But
it's, like, nerfed. I think what a lot of people like to say is, oh, Hulk was nerfed, oh, Thor was nerfed, and this, Superman was nerfed. They like to say that a lot. So I think this was exactly DC's way of saying, look how powerful this guy is. He's the guy.
Yep, and it cemented their stuff, like, he's the only one that could, like, help us stop him. It was like, yeah, he's the only one that could stop him, because he's just, like, staring at Barry, and Barry's just like, what the fuck?
And then when he's going out, like, Batman's like, he's like, I know you, and he goes after him, and then Wonder Woman's trying to stop him, and they do a little headbutt, and he's just like, boom, and then he's just like, ooh, he's like, oh, okay, so Anthony Knight actually helped me remember what the exact dialogue was, and he's holding Batman's face, he's just like, and Batman's just like, the world needs you, and he's like, but does it need you? Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
Just
no,
a
he doesn't
nice,
say
like,
that. He doesn't say you will, but he's like, do you bleed? And it's just kind of a nice way of saying, this is Batman versus Superman.
How it
should have been. No, but, like, it was just, yeah, he's top dog. He's gonna...
fuck shit up.
He's gonna fuck shit
Plus
up.
that, and it was a good reflection of Batman. He's like, the world needs you, which from before, because, like, throughout the movie, he was intent on bringing him back anyways, just because he's like, he felt like he fucked up, and, like, he's like, he shouldn't have died.
Well, so we're going to do a quick little remember. So remember when he says, like, he was more human than me. So what we're going to talk about really quick is the fact that Superman, just like Batman says, he had a job, he had a person he loved. With all his power, he chose to live the life he did. And the life he lived was more human than Bruce's.
Yep.
So that's a nice testament to how good Superman is and how much he finally got it.
Yeah, with Bruce and how he's like, what he was doing before, just killing people, being ruthless. And I don't know if it had something to do with possibly Joker killing Jason or something.
No.
But,
Yeah, maybe.
which is confirmed since of the suit.
Right.
But it's just that powerful line when he's like, we need to bring him back. It was more human than me. And his words, and it's just like, wow, Bruce, you've done a lot of character development.
Exactly.
This is good. So then in that scene when like Superman's holding him, he's like, even then, he's like, I need you. We need your help. The world needs you. And then finally Lois Lane's like, he's like, Clark, and I was gonna laugh really hard. I made a stupid joke of just when he was holding them, like, just say Martha, and he'll snap.
I remember you said that. And then he throws him like, I love when he's just like,
just throws him.
And I was like, ugh. Okay, so
His one-liner, he's like, I'm definitely bleeding, or something like that.
Something's definitely bleeding. Okay, okay, so Superman, he was the Superman that we want. That's what he was. So, real quick, we should throw it back to the action sequence in the when Batman has his crawler thing.
Oh, and the thing when they're trying to stop him from getting the last cube?
Yeah.
Was it the last cube, or when they were just trying to check him out?
The last cube is when, they're just trying to check him out.
Okay. Oh, that scene.
Exactly.
It was nice because they seemed to work still very well together, even though they just formed.
Exactly.
It attributes to their hero skills, and they weren't arrogant and like, oh, I can do this by myself, and like, they're just like going in like, oh, I'm gonna attack it, then no, I'm gonna attack it. It's like, no, they actually showed a little bit of working together and protecting each other. When
exactly.
Bruce came up with this crawler, and he's like, oh, you're gonna hurt Diana? Yeah. Just kidding, bitch.
And then how Flash is like, I've never done battle. Like, that was a cool scene, because Batman's not being a dick about it. He's like, do it. Save one person.
You'll know what to do after.
Exactly. That was a great scene, because it's showing, like, you don't get it. You will. You will.
But then it's like, also shows like Batman's growth, because he's like, we just gotta stop the enemy, he needs to die. And now he's thinking more of like, more lighter because of what Superman's like taught him and like his guilty conscience. And Barry's growing as a leader, and Cyborg was becoming more adherent. He's like, oh, you need help? You like want me to do this? Like, okay, I got you.
I'm sorry, who is it? Yeah, and then that was not exactly. You're exactly right. We got to see a Flash scene where he runs around and ding, just boops the sword to Diana. But you're exactly right. No one outshone each other. No one tried to take the lead. They all tried to work as a team and help each other out, which was awesome. And then at the end, we get a nice Aquaman where he walks the water.
And then he's just like, he took my fucking cube, and I'm gonna stop him with you guys. All right, looks like we're doing this.
So, along the lines.
Oh, sorry.
We could.
Since we're talking about the team.
Team dynamic, exactly. We were gonna go to the part where they're all in the Batcave.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that one?
The team dynamic was great because they realized what the threat was, but then it's also like they throw in the humor. It's like, we can't do this, and that's when they were talking a little bit more about like, oh, just we got to bring back Superman, and then that one tidbit with Aquaman. When all of a sudden he starts going on a rant.
Well, do you remember when they're all in the bunker and then Flash is running around the Batcave? Like, yep, definitely the Batcave.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Yes. I love him.
So, that part was funny, but also a little somber, because we got a little bit of, what about Steve Trevor? Yeah, you're talking about letting stuff go, let that go. And then we get to see how powerful Wonder Woman is, even though we already know, when she just shoulder checks him.
Just shoulder checks, and everyone else is just like, you know what, you do you.
Yeah,
you know what, you had this coming. We're not going to defend you. We're not going to defend you, man.
So,
but then later she goes helps him, right, with the suit off when he's hurt still from their previous fight, right?
Yeah, she still cares about Bruce, even though she's mad at him sometimes.
And the thing is, it also shows with Bruce, because he said something rude. Like, he's like, you're still not over Steve Trevor. And then, like, they talked about him more, and he feels guilty about saying that because he apologized like 3 times to her, like 3 separate times, like, hey, by the way, what I said, I shouldn't have said that. And she's like, I get where you're coming from, you don't have to say it again. But then he says it again, she's like, Bruce, you don't need to say it again. Because then it just shows where he's at. He feels so guilty, not just about what he said, but with Superman and the guilt that he's carried, and like probably over the past of what he's done, and how he's like trying to change that, but he's not all the way fixed yet. And so it shows that good dynamic and how Diana could be good on helping him.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go to the scene you're talking about. So we're talking about the scene where they're gonna, without Superman, they're going to go and try to stop Steppenwolf with combining the boxes, turn the world into Apocalypse, or a version of, like, you know, like Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Change the world to that. So yeah, they're on their big forgot it, but everybody was saying they loved this, and it was awesome. The huge like mobile command center.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I did.
So yeah, they're all in there. They're kind of talking about what their plan is, and then Aquaman starts spewing. He was like, I'm a little scared. I mean, he was talking about his life story. We're all staring at him, and he kept calling Wonder Woman cute. Yeah.
And, like, he was like, you're very intimidating, and I like that in a woman. And it's just like, I'm looking at him like, Aquaman, what the fuck? Why isn't Wonder Woman, why aren't you saying anything? She has this smug look.
Right,
we're just like, why are you just letting him say this?
Right.
You just shoulder-checked Batman for saying something else, and you're just like...
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look down and he has a lasso of truth on him.
Very nice touch.
And he's just like... Okay. And then she takes it off, and she's just like, I won. And then he's just like, I know you won. And Barry just like... He's just like... He starts laughing. He's like, you don't repeat this. This never happened. He's just like... I don't remember anything past we're gonna die.
Yeah.
I think Barry was so well done. Just his humor, and he was, so good.
Okay,
so
just
good.
to throw it back really quick to, let's say Civil War, right? Okay, so when we have Civil War, most of the humor was for Spider-Man and Ant-Man, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing that Justice League does well, is that, yes, everybody kind of gets their comedic moment, but it's mostly for Barry. Because that's what kind of character he is. So as we get scenes of Aquaman being funny, but he's also it's more about his confidence. And so that was funny because it goes against his tough man.
I'm a tough man, like what we've been introduced to and what he set the precedence towards.
So still great humor, but obviously we know it's for the Flash. But that was a great scene because of what we've been shown and then what he started saying.
But then it also shows how well they get along with each other because they're like in each other's face and everyone's like, okay, this is the dynamic now. Cool.
Yeah. Alright, so then we get to the scene where they finally infiltrate. Batman's riding through, kind of showing his worth, you know, by blurring the kind of siren, getting all the parademons to go away from where the team needs to be, kind of, in a way, sacrificing himself. And then the team recognizes that, and they respond by helping him. Aquaman kind of understanding, like, you know, powers, sorry, but that's it. But
it also doesn't minimize his impact, because they recognize, like, yeah, you don't have any powers, and Wonder Woman said in an earlier scene, like, you can't keep doing this forever, Bruce. And he's like, I could very well damn try.
Or he says, I could barely do it today, or something.
But still, like, even then, he's still trying, and he's still doing well considering.
Yeah.
And the team, I think, in that scene, when they're, like, trying to stop him and save the people, like, they respected that. And the fact, like, oh, you don't have powers, but you're still doing this. All right, you need a little help, sure. But once you see that you got it, go.
Exactly. So we get all that. We get some awesome scenes. You guys saw in the trailer. Aquaman, Cyborg catches him, you know, riding over, and he's like, my man! You know, that was awesome. And then we get just badass fighting. We get Hawkman kind of stole the show for me at the end there.
Hawkman?
Aquaman.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Hawkman. I'm like,
Aquaman.
He was not in there!
Aquaman kind of stole the show for me at that point when they're still in the beginning of the battle, where he's
like,
just he's just going wham and then riding the parademon like a fucking surfboard and some shit. But definitely awesome. And then we finally get like the showdown, and Steppenwolf ain't no bitch. He's taking off. He's taking on Wonder Woman. He's taking on Cyborg, Aquaman. He's taking them on. He doesn't like. He's going toe to toe with every single one of them at once.
And it took Superman coming back for fucking Steppenwolf to be suppressed.
You know he likes truth, but you know what else he likes?
Justice.
So, okay, so here's the thing about Superman. Suit, oh, amazing. Attitude, amazing. So, what we're getting is kind of the in-between.
Yeah.
It's classic, but also kind of modern, which reflects in his suit as well. We got the classic colors, but we still get a modern suit. You know
exactly.
So, just perfect. His lines are amazing.
Like what happened with Superman, and I told this to Geek House and I told this to Alex, he literally died and came back to life with a sense of humor. That's what happened with him. He came back and he had his little reflective moment with Lois and how it's good to have him back. He reunited with his mother and
very awesome scene.
He was like accepting like, I'm alive. This is it. I'm alive. And then he comes in and it's like, oh, so these are the people that brought me back. Oh, this is the threat? Alright, let's do this, bitch.
Are you guys still having trouble with this guy? I'm Superman. It's like, oh, it's awesome.
But even then, he still couldn't completely do it without the team because he needed Cyborg to help him with the box. And he's like, and he was a team player because he didn't come in with like, I'm Superman. I can defeat this all by myself.
Exactly.
He came in like, hey Cyborg, what do you need me to do? And Cyborg like had the cube, was like, I need to do this.
And like, oh, I want to die now. That was hilarious.
Oh my god, he's like, I want to die now.
My toes hurt. I don't even understand how my toes can hurt.
Cyborg, oh my god.
See, that was an awesome you're exactly right. He didn't come in there acting. That's the whole thing that's awesome about this. They're all really in this together. No one's really taking command to an extent. Because even Batman wants Wonder Woman. He doesn't want to be in command.
Yeah, he told her, like, basically when their conversation, that was just the two of them, what I got out of it was Wonder Woman, literally, if she would have just moved forward, and I get why she was upset, and the movie clearly said, like, she lost hope for a little bit.
Yeah.
She said that in Batman vs. Superman. He told her in that scene, basically, had she not given up hope, she probably would have been as big of a symbol of peace as Superman was.
Right.
She could have probably done it, but she chose not to, so that's why Superman is. But she has that capability, which is why she's so headstrong and why she's very looked up to, and everyone like respects her. And so just seeing that, even then she's like, no, it can't be me. Bruce, it's you. You assembled this team together. And Bruce is like, no, it's not just me. It was like, you need Superman. And Superman's like, oh, I ain't running this shit. You it's like, I can't do this just me. I need all you guys here. We're all in league.
Yeah, so
we're the league.
You're definitely right. That was a cool scene where they pulled together. Nice humor as well. It's expected from those two characters.
Oh, speaking of humor, with that scene when they're trying to get everything done, Barry didn't really do a lot of fighting, but he did a lot of like saving. Which,
oh yeah, that's right. You saved a lot.
Like he saved that one family, and it was also funny when he was like pushing the truck, and all of a sudden you see fucking Superman with the fucking like building. He's just like, hello.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god! Hilarious. And then he's just like, all right, and you can already tell what their dynamic is. It's like friendly competition.
Exactly, which we'll get into a little bit later.
Yep.
But so we finally get Superman doing the freeze breath classic. Freezes the axe. I think it was Aquaman and Wonder Woman. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And then with his axe broken, he feels fear, and thus parademons come after him, and he gets taken back to Darkseid, most likely.
Yeah, that Darkseid reference, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I lost my shit.
Darkseid.
He's out there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's probably where Steppenwolf ended up, at his feet. You failed me. So yeah, and then we get the League standing together, capes flowing, like yeah.
It felt good.
Yeah.
It felt very nostalgic. I loved it, and it just like, this is the Justice League.
Exactly.
That was like that moment, and I know it was like really late in the movie, but I was like, I feel like I'm reading a comic book. This is the Justice League. Yep.
So we get the nice image of all the plants growing back. That was awesome. And then we get all of them kind of not parting ways, but still doing their own thing, which is that's correct. They should do their own thing.
They didn't establish like, oh, we're gonna be a team, but like you see them working towards it. Like, oh, this is a league, and you see them building up that table, and it's like. He's like, in 6 chairs, and Woman's like, in room for more. Hell yeah, room for more. And then just where they get lined up, you see Aquaman like doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's like soaring through the water.
I like how Flash runs. He kind of throws the lightning as he's running. I do like that.
It's a different. I don't know if that has something to do with him in the Speed Force, which is existent in his that Earth too. And then just. He decided you end with Aquaman like still doing his thing, helping the harbor, but also in the water more.
Cyborg getting a new suit.
Working with his dad, not angry at him anymore.
Right.
He said booyah at the end, so he's gaining his humanity. Booyah. Barry's getting his shit together too, and he's like, I got a job as a CSI, and his dad's proud of him, and I'm like, yes, there's the growth for all the characters. Bruce doesn't feel guilty anymore, and Clark isn't mad at him. He's like, no, I'm happy, man.
Oh, because he gets his mom's house back, and they're like...
He's just like, how'd you get this? He's like, I bought the bank.
What does he say? I know you didn't bring me back because you like me. Just like...
He's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But he's like, how did you help me get this house? He's like, I bought the bank.
The whole bank? Yes. But yeah, so that was Justice League, and then as we get with superhero movies, we get 2 end credit scene. I think I should take the first. I'll let you take the second.
Okay, fine.
Alright, first, so very akin to the comics, we get a Batman, we get a Superman, Flash, sorry, I was wrong with me. We get Superman and Flash, we get them getting ready to race. And some great band. Sorry, I was thinking about when the Batman, because of the part when he's like, yeah, you're gonna take us to brunch. Like, ooh, that's a low blow. Because that's what he told Batman he doesn't like brunch. So he was listening. That's another part that's pretty cool. But still, awesome little, both these light characters showing us what they are, who they are, while also giving us a nice little, you know, you love this. But yeah, definitely awesome scene.
That ripped my comic book heart out. I was like, here, you want it? Take it! And it's just like, that made me so happy with Barry, and just, it made me love the characters more, because this is the Superman we wanted.
Exactly.
He's lighthearted, but in this version, he's not too lighthearted. He still is a serious guy, so it still has that more of like the dark tone, but he's not dark where it's just like, I'm Superman. And he's just like, no, I'm Superman. It's like, he could be either Superman or and it's nice, and Barry, his sense of humor went well with Superman.
Exactly.
He's just like, I was like, so around the world, how fast we want to go and do this?
Oh yeah, or no, he says to the Pacific Coast, or Pacific or East. Like, I've never been to the Pacific, and he's like, and Clark's like, well, it's that way. He's like, oh yeah, I knew.
It's amazing, and a nice homage to their races.
Well, that's the thing about, so we love this Superman because he's a nice combination, but we still see that Flash is the more light. He is still the lighter, because in that kind of exchange, Superman's kind of the straight man. He's kind of just like the...
Comparatively.
Right. Yeah, comparatively. It's because we're still getting a light Superman, but not too light, which is great. Alright, so, second.
The second scene! The very end credits. Oh, let me just say, I did not expect that.
She was dead.
Oh my god. Okay, so I decided to, when we were kind of off bit, we were deciding what to wear, because we all wanted to be the anti-Justice League, go supporting like the characters and what we dressed up as. So we didn't dress up as the DC heroes actually in the movie, just people who we liked, and hopefully made a cameo. Alex got one with his Green Lantern.
Yeah, exactly. Not Hal Jordan, but still got the Green Lantern.
And I was debating, I'm like, should I go as Deathstroke or should I go as Supergirl? And I decided, like, you know what, let me do something different. I want to go as Supergirl. And he's like, you're gonna regret it. And I'm like, you never know, because we saw that one scene that they released for Deathstroke when they first shot, but then they did reshoots. So one, I wasn't sure if we were gonna even get a Deathstroke cameo, and two, I didn't think it was gonna happen yet. But then, as soon as I saw my king,
From the back, mind you.
Just the back of the head, I literally screamed. Brianna was with me in that. I like sank in my seat, and everyone else is looking at us like, what? And then I look at Alex and I'm like, Deathstroke! And he's just like, seriously? And you see him on the boat, and I'm like, there he is! Oh my god, and he's so fucking casual.
I knew who he was, but I was kind of just like, I was saying, like, seriously, they're doing this? Everyone that was with us was like, it's Deathstroke. Like, I know, but seriously, they're doing it? They're actually doing it. So that's what my reaction was.
Good job, Joe. You impressed me. And just, okay, so it sets it up with what kind of a badass he is, which is obviously different from CW, because the Deathstroke we know there has kind of gone good, but he's still a badass. But we like it because it's Manu Bennett. And who doesn't like Manu Bennett as Deathstroke? He did awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, he's fully the Terminator, and the scene started out with Lex Luthor. He's out of jail. How he got out of jail, I don't fucking know.
We don't know.
And he's there, he's bald, and he's more serious now, which...
yeah, like, I can't say anything negative, because we get 2 seconds of him and, like, 2 lines of dialogue. Still would have wished somebody could see that somebody else, but I'm not saying anything negative at this point because I can't say, well, he's still horrible, because I haven't seen more of him. I don't have room to judge when I haven't seen too much from him.
Deathstroke, though. He was spot on. He's just like, what do I gotta do? What's the job?
The suit, when he takes his eye
takes
patch
it
is
off,
like
sunken in.
Like sunken into his eye. Like,
which is how it's supposed to be.
That's amazing.
Great. It was just like, what's the job?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I need you. Lex is just very calm. He's like,
Yeah.
I need you to take care of something for me. He's just like, just tell me what the hell I gotta do. And I'm like, fuck, yes!
Like League of Our Own. It's like,
League of Doom! Or Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom.
Justice League, whatever you want to call it.
Oh my god. Legion of Doom is coming. So we might get more villains joining in.
Exactly.
Other people coming. We might get, with him being, I think, the main villain for Batman still, even though everything's up in the air, like what they're actually confirmed to do. I really hope he becomes the main villain for Batman.
You know, or we could do Batman Under the Red Hood and almost do a shot-by-shot live action. Who doesn't want to see Joker, Nightwing, and Red Hood all in one movie?
That would be fucking good.
I mean, come on! Like,
They
there's
already-
one way to make Joker at least a bigger part of a movie while introducing who we all fucking love. We all love Red Hood. We all love fucking Nightwing.
And have Deathstroke in there too.
We all love it. We all love it. Just kidding. Okay, but
Oh my god, that just...
all right.
I was very impressed with Joe. He did a good job, and I screamed.
All right.
Made me so happy.
So on that note, we do have to go into our dislikes.
Yes. Just, can I tack myself on to...
Just, what?
Can I tack myself on what I said we were talking about with Lex Luthor?
Or
Or are we still going to scene by scene?
with this we won't do scene by scene. More just kind of our general.
Okay.
Because honestly, it's kind of my problems with this movie are more. They're a bigger issue.
Uh-huh.
But the thing, like, it's overarching throughout the whole story, but they're very minor.
Right.
CG.
Oh, CGI.
CGI. That it's a major thing because first time we see Superman, very obvious his face has been CGI'd. And then when he's holding up Batman, his face.
Was CGI'd.
I understand.
They had to do the reshoots and
I understand
stuff?
the reshoots. I understand all that, and then. Okay, here's the thing. I disliked Steppenwolf because he was just kind of a mustache-twirling villain, which people don't really like.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I'm not gonna go that route. I was like, hey, well, he's just bad because he just has one mindset and he's just not trying to do it for some purpose. And the thing is, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Every time, we don't need a super complex, doing it for the right reasons villain, or doing the wrong stuff for the right reasons, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that I didn't like him because he's this. I just. At the end of the day, he's sort of forgettable and unknown to people, so obviously he's not going to leave that big of an impact. I just think we sometimes, especially when a first team, we need that kind of person that's just kind of the guy that wants one thing, trying to destroy the world, stops him. Especially with how big of players we have with Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, how powerful they are. You kind of need just that kind of guy that wants to destroy the world. I'm big and tough, fight me. And just a way to showcase every hero's power as well.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I kind of dislike it because it's forgettable. Not many people know, but still kind of need it to an extent. So, CGI, Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
The presentation of the Amazons was okay.
What do you mean?
How they weren't that tough, but I mean when you're fighting parademons and Steppenwolf, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
because like in Wonder Woman, they were so powerful and stuff.
They're fighting regular people.
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
Yeah.
There's a weird line.
I don't know. So.
But yeah, I wish. It's selfish to say I wish the movie was longer so we can get deeper into the character development of the characters, because we only got a little bit in Batman vs. Superman, and even then it was kind of questionable because
putting logos.
Yep. But you know what? Given what we were given, it was still good. I just wish I got more. And there was a few things that I was like kind of weirded out by. Like the mother boxes thing. When Steppenwolf was trying to get the last mother box, but then it got blasted out when Superman got revived, and then fucking they're dealing with that. No one wanted to go get the box that was like blasted, and then we don't even touch base on the fact that Steppenwolf just like came in and got it. You just see it beam,
you see him
and you just assume like he took it, and it's just like, we're not gonna stop him. No one wanted
the thing that we really need to not destroy the world. Exactly.
I feel like that was kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
I get why, because there wasn't a lot of time within it.
And they're fighting
but maybe
Superman.
that extended, like they could have done maybe like a Aquaman notices like the box is missing, or Cyborg does, and then it's like, oh, he's like, we need to go get the box, and or Batman could be like, I'll distract Superman, you guys go get the box, and like something. I don't know. I don't care who, but like maybe that would have been better as far as that transition, because it just felt weird to me, just that moment.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like that. I don't know. I want to talk about Lex Luthor, because yes, he was more calm and collected. He definitely channeled like a crazy psychotic Joker vibe in Batman vs. Superman, which is wrong, because the most intimidating thing about Lex is he's very calm and collected, and he's just one step ahead. He's smart, but he's not crazy smart.
Not wacky.
He's not wacky. And that's where they went really wrong with him in Batman vs. Superman. And then in this one, like, it was hard for me to be like, when are you gonna be fucking weird? When, like, in that ending scene, it's just like, are you gonna...
Alright.
I mean, I appreciate what they're doing. And like I said, I'm not gonna say I hate it. It was just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable, and I hope they fix that. It looks like they're working towards fixing that. But it was just, for me, it was just like, okay, why couldn't they just do the character? Because they ended off with him in Batman vs. Superman in the jail, just like, ding, 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 ding. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
He's
and
doing the sound of the mother box, I think. Somebody explained that to me.
Oh, really?
Or, like, yeah, something like that.
How would he know about the mother box?
Because he read about it. Or he heard about it. No, not read about it. He heard the ship talk to him. But, so what I mean is overarching problems with the movie. The thing is, just like you said,
they're minuscule.
Time, CGI. They're minuscule, but they add up because they're over throughout the movie. We see kind of okay CGI. We see the time constraints, and we see it shows.
But the thing is, it also, like, yeah, it shows, but at the same time, it doesn't take away from the story that they're trying to tell. That's us, like, understanding, because there was a lot that went into this. 2 fucking directors, a lot of reshoots. There was a lot that had to be fixed, and I doubt they had a lot of time to fix it, because with filming schedules, there is a deadline, and they already have a release date set for the movie. There is not, with like the actors' other schedules and stuff, it's a mess of things when you try to fix it. And
I won't make excuses for it, because it's mainly WB's fault for rushing, because yes, you are correct that they had to have a deadline, but at the end of the day, WB made them make it 2 hours.
Made them make it 2 hours?
Yes, that was it has to be a 2-hour movie. I'm not gonna make excuses for them, because it could have definitely benefited from 15 minutes, 30 minutes more.
Yeah, 15 or 30 minutes more. Just so they can clear up that mess.
Exactly.
So then the stuff that we would complain about, like the CGI, well, I don't know if the CGI would be fixed. Maybe if they had more time, if they extended the deadline for the movie to be able to fix it.
Right.
Because knowing, like, we had one director who was going one direction with it, and then another director took a look at that and been like, well, shit, there's a lot we gotta fix, and then fix...
Oh, girl, come on.
What?
You got it wrong.
Did I get it wrong?
So I put it in the song. You were saying One Direction. I mean, come on now.
Oh my god, you are
gotcha.
good. Yes.
I know. Alright, so, yeah, just like we're saying, they're not specific scenes necessarily, unlike the one that you pointed out, which is good, but they're just overarching things that are a product of a lot of things. Directors, companies, reshoots, definitely product of all that things. Exactly.
Time.
So, on that note, we're just gonna be, what do you expect from the future?
I feel like this movie did a good job fixing the things that it messed up before, and it answered our prayers, and yeah, it wasn't that like comparatively like to Wonder Woman and stuff, it wasn't like up to par with that, but it was a good step in the right direction.
That's a good one.
They're moving forward. They picked up their mistakes, and the movie definitely set that precedence. Is like, here's what we have now, and with their individual characters, we see where they ended up, and you can just feel where they can go past that. With if you keep going on this kind of momentum, the movies will be great, the characters will develop nicely, and it'll just be fun again, and it'll just be amazing. And it's just moving forward. I want to see individually, I want to know more detail about Aquaman and his relationship with Mera and why he wanted to leave Atlantis and his arguments with his father and his mother, and how he will grow and learn from that, from his experience with the League, and show, okay, does he want to be part of the League mainly? Does he want to go back and rule Atlantis? How is he going to juggle both? What's going to happen with that? With Flash, there's talks that Flashpoint is confirmed for this movie. After much debate, I don't know if that's a good idea for, like, just because we don't know what his actual current state is. Yeah, we got a little bit of his backstory, but I would have loved to see a movie getting to know him more as the Flash, and then maybe his second Flash movie you could do Flashpoint. But I'm not going to complain because the Flashpoint storyline is fucking badass, and I would love to see Thomas Wayne be the Batman.
So here's the thing.
Negan.
Negan. I've been noticing he fucking does that so much, but that's okay because he's playing a character and he's playing it beautifully. It's Wentworth Miller's Captain Cold. That's what Negan is. It's so over the top. It's fucking beautiful. Like, just like, oh my gosh. Like, it's just, what are you? Like, but it's so good though. Okay, so I'm not gonna give that much credit because we have not seen this world enough for a Flashpoint movie. Yes. Is it one of the best Flash stories? Yes.
Yes.
Does it show us all new characters and things that we never thought could happen? Yes. The universe isn't ready for that. We have not formed a connection with these characters enough to see them all suddenly change.
I wanted to see, because the impact of Flashpoint, and I get that, was it changes everything. It changes the fact that Barry is with Iris. It changes that he was the Flash. It changes, like, his mother isn't dead. And it has a bigger impact when you get to know the characters for who they are first. So, and like I said, I don't mind either way. Maybe it's just me not being very picky. But
or DC.
I am a DC fan.
I am as well, but I just, you know,
want to see more development first before they get into it.
I want to see that, of course, but I want to see something happen first. I want to see some more world building before we just turn it all around, you know?
What is the first movie coming out after Justice League?
Aquaman.
Aquaman?
Next year.
Okay.
But yeah,
right,
so
that's good.
I'm looking forward to Aquaman, definitely looking forward to seeing a Suicide Squad where they don't fight Black Adam. But maybe we're getting that, but...
Wait, we're getting a what?
Suicide Squad 2.
4?
I don't remember the year. Sorry.
Oh.
But Suicide Squad where they're fighting, you know, a street-level villain. I think that's what it needs.
First, you need to fix the Suicide Squad. They aren't heroes. They don't want to be good.
Well, yeah, that was something. But
anyways, with this movie, go ahead.
So yeah, I just want to see them fighting a street-level villain that makes sense. The characters that they are, it should make sense who they're fighting. Like, yeah, so that's my opinion on that, but I'm still looking forward to it because at the end of the day, I did like this first time I saw Suicide Squad. I saw it kind of without my critic goggles or whatever, but then I thought about it more and kind of just slowly but surely saw the flaws with it.
Moving forward, I also want to see more Cyborg.
Yeah, me too. But
I want to see him more.
I don't know if we're going to get a full movie with him, but I do definitely want to see more of him.
At least make him have a lot of cameos. He could say hi to everyone. Maybe not Aquaman since he's underwater.
Yes.
But, like, have him go hang out with the Flash, and just their dynamic I think is hilarious because Cyborg at the time was still trying to learn how to be more human, and Barry's just like all over the place and sporadic. I think that would be funny, or him just go to Batman and help him like set up the Watchtower and stuff. That would be cool.
The scene where they dig the grave or dig out Superman's grave was hilarious. But yeah, so that is what we want to see forward. What we want to see.
And
so,
obviously, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're beautiful. Go
Exactly.
ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll just want to see more of that.
All right, so let's finish this up. Who knows how long we've been here? But score out of 10.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. After just thinking about it more,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't a lot of flaws, I think. There were still some significant, big details that if worked correctly, the movie would have been even more fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I feel like it doesn't take away from the storyline. They did the characters right, I feel like, for the most part. And they built up a lot that they could work towards in the future with the promise. So 8.5 out of 10 for me.
I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I think it was a good movie. Just like you said, step in the right direction. But just the time constraints and the CG was just too noticeable. And I just, you're right. Like, it felt like you're reading a comic book towards the end. And I just wanted to feel it the whole way through, you know? I wanted to feel that way, that exact way at the final battle the whole way through. But yeah, I can't give it an 8 necessarily. I think 7.5 is good.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys. Let us know what you guys thought of the movie before. Have you seen it yet? What did you guys think?
If you have.
If you have.
And if you haven't.
Why did you watch this?
Why are you at this point in the video? But,
thank you guys so much. Let us know what you guys want to see in the future. Would you guys like more reviews? Let us know what you guys want and what you guys liked. And we will talk to you guys later.
See you next video.